Hi everyone, this is Joshua here, and in this video I'm going to review the SEO software tool Traffic Travis, its latest version which has come out this week. And I've been using this for the past few days, and I just wanted to do this review for you. And just to let you know, this is a short version of the review. I want to keep this under 10 minutes for those who are in a hurry. I have also produced a longer version, which I put the link into the description. So without further ado, this is the interface for Traffic Travis. This is a new overhauled interface, which is a lot more project oriented compared to the old one, which was split into the different functionalities. I'll give you a quick look at that. This is how it looked like previously, and this is the new version. So it's much more project oriented, and it gives it a more seamless look, which I quite like because I use Traffic Travis for project management mostly. And this is a welcome look because it gives you an overall glance of how your campaign is doing. So you can look at all the information. They're pretty self-explanatory, and basically if you want to look at more details, it brings you into the different sections over here. Okay, so to edit the project details, this is the things that you would do. You have a keyword list, and you can put in multiple search engines that you want to drag in data for in terms of ranking. Now I'm going to go into each section here. My site is the page analysis portion for Traffic Travis, and what that does is you can import your website using a sitemap or the domain name, or individually put in pages, and it'll analyze that for you and tell you some on-page SEO elements that you're doing right and the ones that you can improve on, such as the one over here. Now usually you do page analysis based on the keywords, and you would want to see how well your site is being optimized for a particular keyword. To do that, you need to add in keywords down here, and it can take in multiple keywords, and that gives you a different score over here, as you can see, because this one's a more generic one, and this one it looks at the same on-page SEO elements, but against the keyword that you're trying to optimize for. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. I just needed to point that out because it's not immediately obvious. And well, you might say that this one over here is a little bit redundant in a sense because it doesn't really tell you things optimized against a keyword, but it has its uses, I suppose. The other thing you can do is print out the report, and they give you some option in terms of customizing it, if in case you want to put in your company logo and things like that, or you want to adjust the font and stuff. So that there is handy. You can also save it as a HTML format, so it's interactive. The only thing is that compared to the previous version, I quite liked the format of the previous version. This one to me is a step back. Like for example, they just dump in the keywords over here, and I think that just doesn't look very professional. It's not something that I would be able to show to my clients without without editing it quite extensively. So this is an example of the previous format, which I quite prefer. It gives you more information, like the metadata pulled in, the stuff that it gets in from the site, and the option available that they suggest to optimize your site. So I quite like that. That is my only gripe about this My Site report. Moving on to research. So this works almost the same way as the previous version. You can search for the keywords, and I'll just show you while that's fetching that there what it looks like in the previous one. The previous one gave you a keyword list, the search volume for different search engines, and basically you could shortlist that and then sort them out over here. Now the new version doesn't have this sorter anymore. This section has been taken out from the new version as far as I can tell, and it's also been combined with this SEO analysis portion down here. Now let me just show you that here. So you've got a keyword list of suggestions, some basic search information about it. If you need PPC information, you gotta log in using your AdWords account. In title search as well and in anchor search. And how this works here, the difficulty score, you need to click check and it'll give it a rank. And what that does, if you double click that, it will give you what you saw just now in the previous version for analysis, where it goes and checks the top 10 for the keyword, and it drags in this information like, the age, PR, number of backlinks it's got, whether it's optimized properly in the title, description, and all that sort of thing. And basically how they get the difficulty score is they combine all this information together. They have some formula, and they tell you how easy it would be to get on the first page and start ranking for this keyword. Now that's great. I like that they combine the two together, so you can do more in one. Like some people might miss the sorter, but well, I don't use that as much. You can add them to your project over here, the keywords that you select. Basically, the only thing that I thought could be improved was this SEO difficulty thing. There's no option to get all of them at one go. You're gonna have to double click on each of them, and it goes and runs that check for you. Now I feel that you should give the users an option to check all of them at one go, because one way to whittle down the keyword list is to possibly just find whichever SEO rating is easy, for example, and go from there and look at the search volume and make your decision from there. The way this is designed is that you do it the other way around. You select the keywords that you want and you use Traffic Travis basically like a second opinion to see whether the keyword is a good fit or not, whether you should go after it. So that would be what I would change. The other thing is that it seems that you can only pull in data from Google in terms of search volume, whereas the previous version allowed you to see the search volume for Bing and Yahoo and see that in the same list. I'm not sure why they took that out, but I feel that a lot of people, including myself, would have liked that information as well. Now this here, the domain is a new addition. Basically what that does is goes ahead and fetches some domain suggestions. It'll tell you the variations, whether they're available or not. You can shortlist them, transfer them to a shortlist, and buy them from the domain registrar. Now at the moment I don't find this very useful. Although I think it is a good step in the right direction, because normally what I would do is find a keyword and like to see whether an exact match domain is available or not, and then see variations. However, at the moment there's no way for me to turn off the suggestions given by Traffic Travis and just look to see whether exact match domains are available. So a suggestion, I guess, would be to have another column here that shows me whether exact match names are available or not, and then after that, if I want to go further, put a dash in, put a HQ in at the end and things like that, then I use the domain tool. That's how I would do it anyway. So at the moment, to me personally, I'm not sure how useful this domain thing is. Now the SEO section is pretty much like the old one. It shows you competition data and backlink information as well. Now the backlink information, I liked it when they combined all of this into one page. They managed to fit this all in one page in the previous version, like I can show you over here. That's how they fit that all in one page. But this is fine as well. A new addition is the link finder, which goes ahead and looks for pages for you to put your links on to backlink, get backlinks from based on your keywords, and you can filter that out using follow, no follow, and things like that, and put your comments on blogs and so on. So this is a new module which I think a lot of people will find very useful in order to get backlinks to your site. One thing that I found a bit puzzling here, the rankings portion, there's no way for you to update it on the fly, which you could do that previously. So that is something that is missing. The other way that this works is all the same as the previous version, so I won't dwell into that. The PPC module, I must confess, I don't use this as much as I should, but there's not much change here. It draws in competition data for ads that they're running. You can see competition data over here, you know, how many ads they're running, and list them by website. You can use this to go and check out the competition, see what ad copy they're running, you know, what format they're using, and take them and use them for your own campaign as well. So just wrapping this up really quickly, you know, I think that this software tool is great for beginner to intermediate users, people who don't have an SEO tool at the moment. I think of all the SEO tools that I use, this is the cheapest, especially now at the launch week where it's at $77. And I'll just hop on over quickly. If you can manage to get these launch bonuses, I think you should, because they're well worth $77 that Traffic Travis costs. I've gone through them briefly and they're really, really good. I've also thrown in my own bonuses, which is in the description below. You can look into that more. I've put in some links there for further information. You can look at that. So if you don't have a software that you use right now, this is one of the cheapest ones out there, even without the launch bonus. The final price is going to be $97. You know, some of the tools out there are a lot more comprehensive in the data that it provides and in the filters that it has, but it's more expensive. Say for Market Samurai, it's about $120 something, or you know, like really hardcore tools out there which is a monthly subscription. Now, the other thing I need to mention is that they're running updates almost every day since I've gotten this, so that's a good indication that, you know, you can see a lot more improvement in the days to come, because they're taking a lot of feedback and implementing that really quickly. So I just want to throw that out there as well. I hope you found this review helpful. I think I've run a bit over 10 minutes. I'm sorry for that. I try to put in as much as possible. I hope you found this review helpful, and if you got any questions whatsoever, you can put them in the comments. Check out the bonus that I put inside the description. I've tried to make it as good as possible, worth your while, and that's all from me in this video. I'm signing off. Thanks for watching.